So, protesters outside Solid Rock Church at Market Common in Myrtle Beach were sprayed with a sprinkler by what appears to be a church member this past Sunday morning, leading some to press charges. So, I'm Joseph Morris. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and ring the bell so you can hang out with me and Miss Gabby, the best private investigator on all of YouTube. So a video uploaded by Guru to TikTok shows a church member picking up a sprinkler and spraying water into the faces of several people for a few seconds as a group shouts, quote, "No people, no church," end quote. The man then puts the sprinkler back on the ground, and a Myrtle Beach police officer moves the sprinkler head farther away from the group. The man and the officer then walk off. Guru said 6 were sprayed, and of those, 5 filed assault charges against the man. A group of people have been protesting outside Solid Rock Church since June 2nd. Alexandra Quazzo, who organized the June 2nd protest, says she wants to see justice for Mica Francis. When asked what justice would look like, Alexandra said she wants to see John Paul Miller in jail for his actions. There have been theories online saying JP put his hands on Mica and was directly involved in her passing, despite police ruling otherwise. JP has denied these claims, saying he was in Charleston the day of Mica's passing. But many sleuths have pointed out that he was able to make the drive back because the soccer game that JP was attending ended early. JP said he has tried to speak to the protesters and the city about church members' right to worship, but felt his concerns were dismissed. JP responded to the protesters by calling them, quote unquote, pagans, writing, quote, "These people are not protesting. Solid Rock believes in the right to protest. These people are pagans who are trying to stop Christians from worshiping," end quote. JP himself, even at one point, came outside Solid Rock Church and turned the sprinklers on for the protesters. But this most likely had the opposite effect of what he thought it would, since it was very hot that day in South Carolina. People have also pointed out that JP appears to have 2 phones as he walks away. So right here, he walks away and he pulls out a phone, but he gets the wrong phone and he puts that phone back into his pocket and pulls out the other phone. It's just crazy. So is it possible one was used as a way to do, ungodly things, sort of like a trap phone, as the kids call it? So it's actually been revealed that a woman was in need of JP's services at Solid Rock Church because apparently JP gives family advice to his members, despite his own personal life being a train wreck with alleged adultery, hiring male ex-workers, grooming not of age girls, and hooking up with the babysitter. I mean, the list goes on with JP's own problems, but hey, those who can't do teach, apparently. But JP took that as an opportunity of this woman reaching out to him to start sending lewd photos of himself not wearing clothing to this woman, and she filed a police report against him. So just imagine you were asking for advice from a pastor, and then he starts sending you D-pics. That's allegedly what happened to this poor woman. And judging by what we saw on the beach, I'm not too sure if any woman would want to see that. It's also been revealed that JP is apparently using church funds to dig up dirt on creators to the tune of $350, which sounds very illegal to me. And in one text message, he asked one of these sleuths to find out if his target had any quote unquote lesbian experiences. And the Robbie Harveys seem to not have taken well to this news.
I don't blame John Paul Miller anymore. I blame every single one of you sitting in the pews from this Sunday on. I'm sick of reading this stuff. You don't have a clue of what I know. You don't have a clue of what I've seen. You don't have a clue of what's coming. And I'm telling you, you're responsible. You're responsible. Not John Paul. He is what he is. You built the monster. You allowed him to get away with this. He ran over a woman twice. You've built the person that he has become. I don't blame him anymore. I blame you.
Yeah, and I mean, Robbie Harvey raises a really good point. Now, we know JP is a horrible human being, in my opinion, just everything that's coming out in the past couple months. And the fact that people are still showing up to his church is absolutely insane to me. So, me and Gabby actually believe here on this channel that JP had something to do with Micah's passing. And like her family says, I also believe that Micah was set up the day that she allegedly did this to herself. I think personally that Mica Francis's unaliving was premeditated for months, and JP was having her committed to the hospitals of months before to make her seem like she is capable of doing this to herself. So I think it's possible that day that Micah was unalived, she knew her life was in danger and bought that POW for that reason, and most likely had scheduled a meeting with JP. So this is a resurfaced little text that I just recently found that I missed in the early stages. But in a resurfaced message that is giving people chills on the Justice for Micah Facebook group, it reads, quote, "So please let's meet soon and be divorced and let this nightmare be over for me," end quote. And of course, this was written to Micah from JP. So personally, I think this is proof they had set up a place for them to meet, and then she was gang stalked and ambushed on her way there. I mean, there's even that image of someone in the back seat of her car as she was driving to this area. So JP might have chosen Robeson County because of their history of corruption, and he knew he could get away with it. So again, Micah's body was found 100 feet away from two shell casings. Why would there be two shell casings if it was only one bullet in her head? And this was a river with no current. And Micah apparently wanted to be found. So why would she hide herself in this area that no one was supposed to go in around a corner? And again, like, how did her body float there and end up under a log if it was a very still river? So the FBI is apparently investigating this case, and the family is asking for a full toxicology report. But unfortunately, Micah's body was cremated very quickly by JP, despite her family saying they found bruises all over her that indicated a struggle. And the end of the full 911 call, they heard yelling as if there was a struggle. So I don't know about you, but you can't hide from the FBI and justice for Micah. What do you guys think about JP's, congregation allegedly doing an assault on protesters? I mean, birds of a feather flock together. We know from the police reports, JP is also capable of doing this. So, like attracts like in this scenario. What do you guys think? Sound off in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please make sure you hit my face right above the best private investigator on all of YouTube, Miss Gabby, who just had a bunch of water, so I need to take her out. Bye, guys. I love you so much. Thanks for all your comments. I read every single one. And let's roll the outro. Bye.